Welcome to the Industry Insider, brought to you by PromoCorner. Each week, promotional product professionals Meg Erber, Jeff Franklin, and Stephen McFadden, along with special guests, will discuss industry news, trends, and events with a focus on educating the promotional products industry. The Industry Insider, the nerdy news you need to know.
Come on, you all know you that tune too. Let's be real. All right. Welcome to another edition of the Industry Insider, your promotional products podcast where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, and I'm joined today by three other lovely folks. And Meg, it's a good thing you put that hat on because I was a little disappointed that you were not sporting yours yet. Yeah. So look, why don't we, Meg? I'm going to kick it over to you right away, actually, to thank the good folks that donated. Look, we've got a really fun episode. It's going to be lighthearted. Just, really spirited and just a lot of fun. But we've got a special guest. We're going to, maybe or maybe not partake in an alcoholic beverage. First of all, May the 4th be with you, and happy Cinco De Mayo as well. Meg, we had some stuff that was mostly delivered to us. Why don't you take it away and thank the good folks that sent us stuff?
Definitely. Well, this episode, we really wanted to focus on, generating a buzz around holidays. And we just happen to be in the midst of two of them. May the 4th be with you, which is today. And then Cinco de Mayo, which is tomorrow. So, we decided to go with the more fun one since I don't really watch Star Wars. And go with Cinco de Mayo. No, don't hate me. Don't hate me. These lovely sombreros were donated from Beasel. They have a bunch of really cool promotional products that are around holidays, so definitely check them out. Bell Promo, our friends, Tom Klauser, friend of ours, Tom Klauser, donated these really cool Margarita glasses.
Look at the little cactus.
What's that?
Look at the little cactus.
Cactus on it. It's super cute, and they are glass, so be careful. And then HPG brand. Yeah, so that's what it looked like. And oh my gosh, all this really cool stuff inside. There's like a piñata, there's margarita mix and crisps and all kinds of good stuff. So we're going to have some fun with us today. I almost filled this with candy, but I didn't have time to go out and get my little mini bat out of the car. Back to you, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks for that. No, that the Beastel company I actually saw on the tag. They're in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they're not far.
That's literally like 45 minutes from me.
That's
so
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. And they've been around since for a while. It says like the 1900s, but I don't know. I don't know how long they've been doing promo, but they've been doing sombreros since the early 1900s.
There you go. Steve McFadden, how are you doing? I see the sporty taco shirt that you've got on there. What's cracking?
Yeah, I'm rocking my Tacosaurus Rex shirt. Got to get in the festivities. So it looked like when Meg was doing this, I thought she was trying to turn her sombrero into a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
I can't figure it out.
Yeah, no, it's this is fun. There's a lot of fun stories around holiday giving and events, which are awesome. So I'm excited to get into that.
Yeah, Stephen, I'm actually really excited to get your take on a lot of this stuff because I know that you guys as a company do a lot of stuff for sort of off the wall holidays and things like that. And we've talked about that in several episodes, but we've never really dedicated an episode to it. But before we get into all that, we're joined today by a special guest, Bob Titleman Jr., legend in the industry, and just wanted to say hi to you, Bob, and see what you're up to.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I am doing well. We're in Maryland and gearing up for tomorrow. So I don't have quite the same festive apparel on because I actually have to run to a meeting after this, but I will definitely be wearing some festive things tomorrow and having festive beverages tomorrow as well.
Well, this is my meeting formal wear. I didn't realize we had to dress up today.
I mean, you saw what
I want your class.
Bob, I have you though. You are passing right by my house on the way to Atlantic City. Stop by. I got you.
I will. Yes.
Got buttons. I've got this. Got you.
I love it. I can get there and be prepped and ready to go by the time I get
ready
there.
to go.
Always.
Well, Bob, it is customary for us to give our special guest a good 3 to 4 minutes to introduce yourself. Tell us how you got started in the promotional products industry and any other stories about that. And I know you've got a pretty interesting one with how your dad got involved and all that. So take it away, man. Tell us the Bob Titleman story.
I will tell you Bob Titleman Sr. story first, and then mine. So I was born in the industry. For people who don't know me, my father started our company in 1977. I actually, 3 years before I was born, the company was around. I remember when I was younger running through sample rooms and grabbing stuff because I thought it was just toys I could take when I was younger. And I have vivid memories of the very first office we ever had. He started the company out of our old house, but the first actual office, they had an actual sample room, and I used to just run through and grab things and kind of go with it. But it's kind of something that I grew up in, but going to college, never really wanted to be in that industry. I actually graduated with a finance degree, and I kind of wanted to go into that field, went into financial advising for a while. And then 2007 hit industry, that industry was hit kind of hard. And so I was having lunch with my dad, and he was like, come try it out for 3 months. And I did. And fell in love with the industry. It's a great industry. It's fun. Going on the theme of today, a lot of events driven fun things that you get to help people plan. And that's kind of one of the things that I love about the industry, because I enjoy planning parties and planning events and things like that. So this kind of just ties into that, because you're helping people plan and promote events and things like that. So one of my actual very first, in the second month I was in the industry, I got a $25,000 order for a premier event for a pharmaceutical company that was releasing a new drug for animals. And they did a movie premiere theme, and we did microwave popcorn bags. I'll never forget. I mean, again, you're so green in the industry, and to get a big order like that. But it was through Midnight Snacks, and it was like a microwave popcorn bag that had like a little flyer for the information on it, and the actual bag was imprinted too. So after doing that, I said, this is a hell of a lot of fun, and it was, enjoyable. So I really got into it with that, and having graduated college and first starting in the industry, I bartended. So I kind of did a lot of work for bars around the area in Baltimore, just because, I very, very new to the industry. So I had to have some form of income. So that's my background with the industry. And 15 years later, here I am. So
that's a really cool story about those popcorn bags. Did you have any other big, that's a lot of feedback there. Was there any other big moment orders like that you had that were around events that you could share with us?
Sure. So we've done events, holidays, not so much, but and we've done some, like I've done a couple pretty big orders for clients that were doing a St. Patrick's Day walk, or a Halloween event where they were handing out candy to people who were coming up, and it was kind of like those trunk or treat type of things that they have now. But some of the bigger orders I've had were with companies who had specific events to them, anniversaries. We've done a lot with anniversaries. I had a client that celebrated 175th year anniversary in 2020, and we ended up mailing a whole bunch of custom boxes to all their staff, which was a really big order, because we basically took it from 5 different companies, kitted it together, and then shipped it out to their 400 and some staff that they have. And that was a really fun project, because everybody being out of the office, it was really like, we don't see anything, you kind of tell us what to do. So I got to bring, hey, here's 10 options. They picked 5 and threw it in a custom box and then sent it out to people. So that's kind of really fun to be able to help be there from the start to finish with the idea, and not just be there at the end when somebody says, we want a bag, that type of thing. So.
Yeah, so basically the thing that we want to talk about today is like just being able to take holidays, like any random holiday, and how to use promo to sort of, spruik it up a bit and have fun with it. So, Stephen, I know, like Megan said, we've got all these items. HPG sent you guys a Fiesta kit, and I think you wanted to do a little bit of an unboxing for us to let us know what's in that box, right?
Yeah, not to go too heavy into one individual company, but I know Batch and Bodega by HPG has done a really good job at creating kits themed around themes, right? So they've got one that looks like a television box that's kind of a retro piece. There's like speakeasy boxes. This one's a Fiesta kit, and joined with us is a little piñata, tacos and pins, There's even spices. This one's a Fiesta blend spice. There's an avocado core. There's mango margarita, and then
that's what that is.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a lemon grater.
Yeah, no, you use it in the avocado once you got it cut in half.
Like,
you go whoop, and it cuts it and takes the pit out. So there's all sorts of stuff. But I think the biggest thing about events, and I'm sure Bob can relate to this, and you all as well, we're always looking for opportunities to have touch points with our customers, as well as give them ideas of how we can interject promo into their everyday marketing strategy. And events, or holidays or celebrations are perfect excuses to use promo, right? So whether it's Cinco de Mayo or May the 4th, I mean, we have loads of examples, and I don't want to steal the show with some of them because there's just a lot, but we've done so many self promos around holidays. We've done tons of, holiday orders. We worked with a company that did stuff with lasers, which was kind of fun.
For the
And
4th?
so, no, their company worked with lasers, but because they worked with lasers, they were like, we should do something on May the 4th and do like laser swords. And so they literally did laser, like lightsabers, promotional lightsabers, and they gave them out on May the 4th, and it was just a good tie-in with their brand. So, it's always finding like those touch points. ETS even has a bottle called the Force bottle. And so like we did like social media campaigns. It was like, may the Force be with you, and did like the bottles and, send it out there. So all that stuff, people love it. They love to engage and find reasons to use the promo they have. It's just finding those tie-ins. So
I think you're right. It's really good. It's finding those tie-ins, right? And it's another touch. So if you are a restaurant or a bar, or you're always trying to find something fun to keep people coming in, or a special, but that's why the holidays come about, and they can take advantage of that. Like on St. Patty's Day, it's like bar crawl city. I mean, I feel like that's like one of the biggest times for promotional products. I mean, am I wrong? Or besides like, I guess, but St. Patty's Day, everything.
We've done a lot for St. Patrick's Day. One of the more fun things that we did, and this was probably like 10, 12 years ago, but we did stickers that for a bar that basically said something to the effect of, I can't remember the exact line, but I had my best time on St. Patrick's Day at X bar. And you would not believe, I mean, a week later, obviously I lived down there at the time, I could just like randomly walk in, and I walked in, and one of the bartenders at one of the bars that we did that for, said that people kept coming in and being like, I saw these people with these stickers, and I asked them how much fun it was, and then they told me how much fun it was, and then I ended up coming over here. So, I mean, not to say that their entire traffic was driven by that, but if they got 2 people for the cost of a sticker, I mean, that is a great avenue to drive people there. So you could kind of use just basic items, exactly like you guys had those pins. I mean, a pin is something you wouldn't necessarily think of as a Cinco de Mayo item, but you could really kind of meld any item into that if you're on brand and on theme, like you were saying.
Oh, yeah.
100%. So I think we're going to make some margaritas today, aren't we?
Sure.
I don't know, Bob. Are we going to make some margaritas today?
I don't have equipment with me. I did not know, but being a bartender, and I can kind of go through just my favorite margarita recipe, if that would help with everybody. But I've always been a make it from scratch type of person. Just always have been. It just kind of tastes better when you're doing stuff live. So I tend to do a mixture of, I will juice myself. I have like one of the electric juicers that you can, cut the fruit in half and put it directly on. But I typically do a mix of 3 good sized limes, 1 lemon, and a half of an orange. And that's kind of out of the ordinary because people don't typically use oranges in margaritas, but I just it's a little bit sweeter. So put those together, and that's the sour mix that I use. For the simple syrup that I use, again, this is to taste. Oh, go ahead. Question from the audience?
Muted.
Meg, you're muted.
Sorry. 2020. Do you prefer salt or sugar?
I actually am a salt fan, but I typically do it without salt. If I'm going to do it, I would do it with salt. It's a odd thing and it's personal preference because everybody's different, but I tend to steer away from sweet things. I found in my younger days that was the first thing to give me a headache was when I had too much sweet stuff the next morning. So I kind of stick with the sour stuff from then on.
Interesting.
And so for the sweet part of it, for the simple syrup, again, this is to taste, but what I typically do is a 4-to-1, 4 parts water, 1 part sugar, and I usually do it in cups just because that's really easy. So 4 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar, and I put it on the stove, let it melt a little bit. I've heard people that do even mix 2 and 2, 1 and 3. Again, if you play around with it and get the taste how you like it, then that's, obviously you can make it your own at that point in time. And you can actually freeze that. I've freezed that before where, if I made a whole bunch and then at a party, people ended up drinking something else, or we ended up going outside and people were drinking beer, something like that, and all that mix got left, I'll freeze that for the next time we use it. But I do the simple syrup 4-to-1 mix, the 3 2.5, 3 1.5, 3 limes, 1 lemon, and a half an orange. And then I typically use a silver tequila, and again, that's a personal preference. I do silver, and then I do exactly like, is that Jose Cuervo silver?
It is.
There you go.
Yes, it is. Yep.
I've seen that bottle before. And then I use it's either triple sec, some form of orange liqueur. And so I tend to use Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier, I sold it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use Cointreau, you can use triple sec. There's really not. You could even use blue curacao because that's just basically an orange. It's basically like a what's that? Orange liqueur at that point in time. So, but yeah, that's my mix. And then I usually do. I tend to make mine a little bit strong. I'll do 2.5 like shots of tequila, a shot of Grand Marnier, and then I do. The sour mix I use sparingly because it can get real sour real quick when you juice it fresh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I usually do about 80% of what's left in the simple syrup, and then about 20% of what's left in the. And it's all to eyeball. I mean, the first one I'm usually judging, and the last one I'm just like, just throw that together and make it there. Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's usually how it happens. Once it hits your lips, it's
yep. There you go.
All right, Frank the Tank.
I'm not drinking anymore after today, so let's. This is like special.
Mark the date and time. What is this date and time that Meg says she's no longer?
It's a special day. I stopped drinking last week, and so all we have is, a little bit tequila, right, Jeff? And then we probably only have our margarita mix because we didn't really go crazy and make everything from scratch. So, are you guys also making them?
I made mine from scratch. I know what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
I've got one of the ingredients.
One part ice cube. 1 part ice cubes.
It's the water.
Straight up already made.
It's the ice. It's the ice melted down. I got you.
All right. I think we're cooking with gas here, maybe.
No, normally I'm with Bob. I would make my own, but I was kind of hoping that Fiesta kit would show up, and that's what we were.
Oh, it did.
Well, the Fiesta kit doesn't have the tequila in it or anything. It's all
I have tequila.
This is what's in the Fiesta mix, which is really cool because I feel like you could kind of add these to it, right?
Yeah, so it's just add tequila, water, ice, makes one cocktail.
What was the other packet, Meg?
The other packet? This?
Mexican crisps.
No, the other one. Oh yeah, that.
Mexican crisps.
And then
pineapple, chili peppers, salt, lime juice.
Ooh, that sounds good. Dude.
And they have
I'm very upset mine didn't come.
All right.
Oh, very good.
I like it on the rocks with some sugar.
See, look, this is why Brendan is so good. He's constantly listening and just helping us out in the comments to put this up there
amazing.
for folks.
Perfect pour.
See, Meg went fancy with the lemon slice in hers.
Well, I didn't have any limes.
Still that counts.
This morning at the liquor store, I was like, "You guys got any limes?" And they were like, "All we're getting in are these like little tiny ones, and we don't even have them." I was like, "All right, that's fine. I got some."
So how weird was it for you to go into the liquor store at like 10 o'clock in the morning?
They were like, "Meg."
They were like, "Sure, lady." It's over there.
We haven't seen you since you quit drinking last week.
So Steven, I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm curious. I found that we've actually been doing more themed and more event stuff since 2019. So obviously since people went remote, and I think, and you guys maybe can weigh in on this, but people needed something to do, right? They needed something to celebrate. They needed to be able to tie in stuff when there wasn't in-person events. So being able to have things like this, show up at your house where you can engage with not only as, just myself, but my family, because I'm, people were home or whatever. I don't know. I feel like that just helped the brand get connected like so much better. And there was so much opportunity to tie it into themes and events. I can't imagine just sending just something without a theme. Trying to think about that right now, it just seems bizarre.
Weird.
Like I'm going to send you just a tumbler, no messaging, no packaging, no, it would, you wouldn't know what it is, like, right? You just think it's just a sample that showed up. Why'd I get this, right? So you have to theme it, or you have to have some sort of tie-in with or messaging or something. I don't know. Have you guys seen, from your perspective, orders or ordering or more around those times of year? And then, Bob, have you been seeing stuff like being requested because, all tied in with themes or holidays or whatnot?
Personally, yeah. I mean, we get a big push right now. I mean, obviously, the Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow. So if we were going to get orders for that, now clients would have probably called us by Monday of this week. Yeah. Because they're all way, way ahead now. But we're getting requests now for Memorial Day and July 4th items right now. Because again, you're talking a month to 2 months out. In the market right now, and again, I'm sure everybody is feeling the same thing. We definitely are telling clients to get way out ahead of events because of stock issues, because of transit issues. I mean, you just, that's kind of a big thing that we're saying this year. But for, July 4th items, I mean, again, you could kind of do some inexpensive, fun things. Buttons are a great thing, especially if you have like a town parade and you have somebody, a real estate agent or something like that, giving out an item to people at a parade. It's an inexpensive item. If it's on theme and it's on July 4th, there's a flag on it. I always tend to tout this fun thing that my father loves to give away. My father has done a caricature of his face that he's used since the 1980s. He actually had one of his very first ones it was Bo Knows, but it was Bob Knows promo. And it was him with the baseball bat behind him and this little caricature face on him. But he gives away items like that to commemorate. And it's really funny because I've actually seen these on the back of people's phones, but this is like a July 4th item with his caricature on it that he's done. And it's actually a sticky patch from Suntex that he does. But he has July 4th Bob. He has Santa Bob. If you ever got one of these at the PPI show, that's Vegas Bob, he calls it. So he just does these little things and he's goofy with it. But actually people I've been to a Harford County, which is where our company is based, Harford County Chamber event, where people have asked, do you have any of those stickers? And I'm like, no, Dad's not even here today. And they're like, oh, you don't bring them with you? And I'm like, no, I do not bring the ones with my dad's face on there.
In lieu of business cards in the computer, I have stickers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really about standing out, right? If you're not introducing, even doing these like little self promos and getting in front of your customers, like somebody else is. We've done an episode a couple of years ago. It was about, I think the pandemic just hit and we were talking about people that were doing stuff outside of the box. Like all of this stuff fits into it. It's just different. It's not the standard pen. It's not the standard tumbler. Hell, it's not even the standard margarita glass. This thing has cactuses on it, you guys.
That got more full since it left screen.
What's that?
Someone's filling it up in the side. I said it got more full when
continuing to top
and
it
it's
off.
a little clearer. I feel like there's less mix now and more. Yeah.
A little strong. But so SNS, when we do these full coverage campaigns. It's not necessarily around Cinco de Mayo or anything, but we will have them around specific events. Earth Day, for instance, we just did one, and it looks like a little gelato thing, and there's right. So we open it up, and then there's a T-shirt inside, and we hope you enjoy but it's really cute. So there's always a play on it. So if you receive something like this in the mail versus just a T-shirt and some packaging, like it stands out and it's a conversation piece. And you're like, oh my gosh, I really like this. My customer is not going to come to me and be like, Meg, can you do this? I'm like, no, I don't do packaging, but I can get you your T-shirts. But it's an idea generator. We're just trying to do something a little bit different. And
it's funny you say that, Meg. That's actually why we choose the stuff we choose and the variety of stuff we choose is because we want them to know what we can do. So, from the flip side, like we are including packaging and we are pulling in an edible item and a wearable item and a usable item and a house item. Like we try to think about where they're going to use it. So that way that when they get it, they're like, oh, where'd you get this? Oh, we do all this. Like we do the packaging, we do the kitting, we do all this. So it's an example of what you can do, right? It's
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We actually moved in 2020. We purchased a building and moved in 2021, and we actually have a storefront. And I can't tell you how many people who walk. And we do exactly like you're saying. We do items that are outside of the box. In that we have a summer setup right now. We have 2 Adirondack chairs with a big like endless summer themed design on the back of them. Coolers, and we did it with sand. Like we actually built like a little display case with sand in it, and then put like these Adirondack chairs in the sand. And I can't tell you how many people walk by and be like, I can't believe that we have a boogie board in there too with the logo on it. And so it's just crazy. People are like, you guys do boogie boards? And I mean, it's clients that we've had for years who didn't know we did these strange items that could fit a specific niche or a specific event like you're talking about, Stephen. So that's, it's a great way to be able to showcase, mail it out, put it in a window, just get it in front of the people's faces, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So Stephen, what kind of timing do you put on something like this? Like how much time ahead of time do you, like, first of all, plan out what you're going to do, start sourcing product, and then sending stuff out? Like what's the timeline like? I mean, do you give yourself enough time for your clients to then jump on the same train, or are you doing it timely and hoping that people do the next thing?
We try to operate on a 2-month prior window. That gives us enough time to realize that 1 or 2 of the items aren't there anymore and have time for that, problem resolution period. If it's going to be distributed and shipped too, we need to add maybe even a couple more weeks to that too, because we want it to arrive early enough to then have time to QC it, kit it, inventory it, confirm the addresses, plan when they want it to arrive, plan the messaging around the delivery. Because
so Bob had talked about Independence Day, 4th of July. So that's something that you're probably doing right around now. Then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. For those that have that need, or it's like we do. The easiest example is to look at like what we do for our own self promos, because we calendar those out, and so we've got the ideation start date and when we want to ship them. So then somewhere in between there, we have a spot of where we need to order them by. So that's usually a 2-month cycle. It's start talking about the ideas and what it's going to look like, order the pieces, then we have the pieces, and then we ship it on that date. So
nice.
And to get out in front of that, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
No, go.
But to get out in front of that, if I have a client, and again, exactly like Stephen's saying, if I have a client that I know did a St. Patrick's Day event last year, I'm, January 1, sending them something. Hey, I know we did this last year, and I'll, as soon as we get an order like that, or I personally get an order like that, I'll throw it into my calendar and say, if I get that order in 2020 and 2021, I'll just put a little silly calendar invite that's color coded that says, do a quick email to so-and-so and bring up St. Patrick's Day. Again, it shows them that you're ahead of it, A, but then B, you're also putting a bug in their ear, because sometimes if you don't put that email out, they might not remember it until March 1, and then items become limited as to what they can buy at that point in time, because can we get in time? So
it reminds me of our Christmas episode when we have our card friend on, and I'm always like, is it too late?
Still waiting on my card.
We went early this year, or the past year. We had her on in early November, I think, wasn't it?
I know.
We tried to bring her on early enough for Meg would actually order them on time, but
it still didn't happen.
One day this year, this is gonna be the year. Everyone's getting a card, I promise.
Yeah, fair enough. You heard that. Everybody that listens, you're getting a card from Meg.
Everybody.
I hope.
Everybody.
Oh, well, Bob, thank you so much for coming on today and giving us your secret recipe for the margaritas. I'm gonna have to tweak this after I eat some food. And
let me find that, put it up on the screen again for folks if I can. Here, there we go.
Awesome.
And then actually, Ellie, our friend that we trust with our coffee, she also put up a little recipe as well. And I feel like if we can trust her with our coffee, we can probably trust her with our alcohol as well. So I've been throwing that up.
Good assessment.
They're both crucial, I will say.
They're both very crucial, for sure. So you guys have anything else to add? Anything else that we should, Meg, why don't you give us the history of Cinco de Mayo?
No, I think you should, actually. I think you should. I don't have it up, and I don't do well on the spot.
So basically, my wife has filled me in that this is not really something that that Mexicans would typically celebrate as much as we do here in the States. For us, it's just a good time to have fun. But essentially, Cinco de Mayo was the celebration of the Mexican army conquering the French army, I believe. It's like the Mexican Independence Day or something along those lines. Don't know if that's completely correct as I look over at my wife, but
she's probably like,
if she's smiling,
no, that's definitely not it.
Come on,
definitely not it.
Come on.
Look, I read. Look, it's a drinking holiday. It's Cinco de Drinko. All right, that's all you've got to know.
Cheers,
fair
everybody. Cinco de Drinko.
It's literally leaking over the top now, Meg. How does your glass keep getting a bit more full?
Meg hasn't actually drank any. I think she's afraid to like drink during the day or something.
It's very strong, and I don't do well with alcohol anymore.
All right. Fair enough. Well,
thank you to all the sponsors
here we go.
as well.
Here's Brendan again helping us out. You can learn more
Brandon.
about Cinco de Mayo at www.history.com/topics/holidays/Cinco de Mayo. So that's on the screen. Go find that out. I was right about the Mexican army beating the French army. That part I know I'm correct on. But either way, September 16th is the Mexicans' Independence Day. Thanks, wife. Love you. That's the big party, okay, in Mexico. So anyhow, look, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hopefully you got some good ideas and can use it moving forward to try to help either do self promos, themed self promos, or try to get the word out for your clients to do something along the lines of this as well. There's a lot of great companies out there doing kits and things like that to really help you in this effort. So be sure to look into that. Bob, really great having you on. It was good talking with you again. I haven't actually seen you on video or anything in quite a while. So
it's very odd because I feel like the last time we did see each other on video, we both had huge beards, and now we both don't have huge beards. So maybe the next time we see each other, we'll both have huge beards at that point in time.
Yeah, I actually thought about shaving mine again.
I think the first time every year when I'm about to be out in the sun, I shave it just because it's just a thing. I don't know why, but then I almost immediately start growing it out again as soon as I do that. So I shoot myself in the foot at the beginning of the summer every year. So
yeah,
Jeff, I think it's to hide his face, right?
It's ugly under here. It's very ugly under here, so it's basically to hide the face. Thanks, Meg.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on, and thank you guys for doing the show. I, in doing a little bit of prep for this, listened to quite a few episodes, and it's a really fun podcast. And I don't think that I had heard enough. I'd seen some on Facebook, but I had not heard enough of them. And I kind of deep dove into a couple of them, and actually got one or two really good ideas out of it. When we had, again, I have a client that's I'm going to go see that's in the cannabis industry, and you guys did one on 420 and had a really great idea that sparked from that. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you guys for what you do too.
Cool.
See, this is the problem. I've got the comment up on the screen here, guys. Brendan let us know that all the Promo Corner posts are actually from Jessica Onions. Jessica is so damn quiet; she would never let us know that it's her.
Yeah.
So Brendan, thank you for calling that out, and Jessica, thank you so much for doing that. Really awesome and timely. So thank you. And again, Bob, thanks for coming on, and thanks for all the folks, the fine folks that provided us with the items. This is super fun.
So much fun. Thank you.
Excited to celebrate all of the holidays this year, all of them. So with that being said, you guys have a great one. We'll see you on the next episode. All right.
Sounds
Take
good.
care.
Thanks, Jim.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Promo Corner's Industry Insider. For more great content from industry thought leaders, including podcasts, blogs, and videos, visit promocorner.com.